I promise you, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this as much as I can through the camera. You can wear less makeup. You don't need that much. I hate to break it to you, but some of those makeup techniques that you've been using forever are making you look worse. I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers here, but as a working pro makeup artist of over 13 years, I feel like I have a little bit of authority on this, and there are just some makeup techniques out there that are outdated, and frankly, they need to go. And since you all don't want to watch me rant for 5 minutes about what I think is good or not good, I'm actually going to tell you what I think is not good, and then I'm going to show you how to fix it and make it wearable because, honey, we are in 2026. There is no reason we should be doing our makeup like this. First of all, I'm going to get it out of the way. Why are we doing these heavy ass dark brows? Okay, I know y'all are going to come for my brows, but the one thing I will say in my defense is that the only thing that I am mimicking right now is the thickness of my brow. I don't have a thick brow like this, but the shade of my brow is actually exactly the same as to what I fill it in. I can go much darker with my brows. I'm going to see if I can pull up a picture from 2016 just to show you how I used to do my brows. They were a lot worse. So yes, I do fake the thickness of my brows. I do brush them up. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a super dark, heavy brow. All this is doing is aging you and pulling down your face. I've had black-haired models and black-haired brides sit in my chair. Do I do black brows on them? No. Absolutely not. The only exception I would make is if I had a super deep skin model and she had actual black brows, because a lot of times if you try to use dark brown, if you try to use even the deepest brown, it will not show up on their skin. If someone has very, very deep skin, you need to use black, but I would still use it very, very sparingly. Taupe is always a really good way to go. I love the NYX Brow Glue. This is in the shade Taupe, and this works for anyone who pretty much has dark blonde to dark brown hair. And when it comes to my own brows, the only thing I am really filling in are the edges here and the tops. Everything else is my brow. So come for me if you want. I'll have plenty to say back, but that is a hill I will die on. So now that we've gotten brows out of the way, I'm going to go straight into foundation. Why are we still spackling on our foundation like it is 2016? With all of the skincare that's out there, with all of the products that are out there, there is so much pigment in all of our makeup these days. The makeup is better than it has ever been. And most foundations, even drugstore foundations, have so much pigment in them that you do not need to use a ton of it on your face in order to get really good coverage. Like I've always said, you have to start with skincare. Skincare is the most important thing because if you prep your skin properly, if you use skincare on a regular basis, if you double cleanse and take care of your skin, you don't have to use as much makeup. What I recommend is to take a strategic approach. Look at where you need the most coverage. Start from there and work your way out. So if you need more coverage on your cheeks, say you have acne on your cheeks, start on your cheeks. For me, it's the middle of my face. It's around my nose, my forehead, under my eyes. That's where I always place my makeup first, and then I work my way out to the perimeter of my face. Again, this is for every day. I'm not talking about a red carpet moment or even an event. I'm talking about y'all wearing a full face of spackle foundation when you're going to the grocery store. I promise you, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this as much as I can through the camera. You can wear less makeup. You don't need that much. I know that I have pretty decent skin and I don't really need as much coverage as a lot of people do, but I'm also not 25 anymore. So I deal with my own share of challenges when it comes to my skin and makeup creasing and moving. And if you're a woman of a certain age, if you're not 25, if you're in your 30s and above, you probably have wrinkles, you probably have crow's feet, you have laugh lines, and the more makeup you use, the older you're gonna look. Am I shouting at you? Does it feel like I'm shouting at you? I'm really not trying to. I just get very passionate about this. And now we're gonna talk about something that I know is gonna ruffle some feathers, but why do you all keep circling your entire eye with thick black eyeliner? It is not doing you any favors. I know you've probably gotten to a point where you're used to seeing yourself like that. So if you don't wear your black eyeliner, you feel like your face is naked or you just don't look like yourself. If this is you, I strongly urge you to pull back and maybe only line the top eyeline and not the bottom, or vice versa. Or maybe go a little thinner. Or like I demonstrate in this video, I'm using a taupe eyeliner, which is still giving the definition that we want, but with less heaviness. All a black eyeliner is going to do is pull down your eyes. It doesn't define your eyes. It actually makes them look smaller. Now, am I saying that you should not wear black eyeliner? Absolutely not. I understand that it is an identity for many of you, and I also understand that there is a time and a place for it, and it's about technique. I know it might take a little bit getting used to, but I promise you, once you start using maybe a brown eyeliner or a taupe eyeliner, or you're using less eyeliner, you will not go back. And if you don't believe me, you should ask my 78-year-old client, Cindy, who was religious about her black eyeliner all over her eyes, and we finally got her to a place where she loves wearing brown, she loves wearing gray, and she loves wearing taupe. She doesn't even reach for the black eyeliner anymore. If she can do it, you can do it, okay? Speaking of eyes, let's talk about under eyes and the triangle of concealer that I still see all of you doing. If you are, please stop using this technique with your concealer. You are not doing yourself any favors. You're depositing too much product onto your face. You're working against that product. And guess where that product's going to go? It's going to go into all those little laugh lines and all those fine lines that you have. Some of you might have filler. Some of you might have Botox, and you might not have as many, but I can guarantee you, you have lines elsewhere on your face. And if you use too much concealer, they're going to gravitate into those lines. What I suggest, which I've talked about a million times on this channel, is never go in with your concealer directly onto your face. Use the back of your hand, use a palette, even use a brush on the concealer and go from the brush onto your face. You're gonna have so much more control that way. I learned this lesson the hard way. I get lazy sometimes. I don't feel like prepping the brush or putting it on my hand. I'm in a hurry. I just like to swipe the concealer all over my face and then I buff it out really quick. It will always crease. Always. Within an hour, I look in the mirror and my makeup has moved. And it's because I didn't take the proper steps to do it right. If you take the steps to do it right, your concealer will do its job. It will do it better than you even expect, and it will resist creasing. If you're still with me, thanks for tagging along. I appreciate it. I'm gonna talk about baking, and I don't mean baking in the oven. I mean baking on your face, okay? I know that it was a trend back in 2016, 2017, whatever, to bake your whole face with your powder puff and do it all over and spray with the setting spray and do all this stuff, but I'm gonna come back to, are you 25? And even if you are 25, you should not be doing this. It's very extreme. I would only bake the entire face if someone was going on stage and they had to perform and I knew that they were going to sweat and I knew that they did sweat. But that is not 99% of you every day. Okay, and I know many of you have oily skin. That starts with skin prep. That's an entirely different video. I'm talking about baking the whole face and it just settles into your lines and it does not look good. Now, am I talking about baby baking? No. Baby baking has quite literally saved my makeup in so many ways because I realized that I crease under my eyes and I crease even more if I don't set the under eye. If I use a brush, it doesn't work. But if I use a puff, it absolutely does. So what I'm talking about is strategic baking under the eye, around the nose, maybe in the middle of the face, and that really works. If I want to use powder on the entire face, that's a different story. I'll go in with a brush, but as far as baking, be strategic about it. It will serve you if you do it properly. But if you don't, it's gonna make you look haggard, and I know none of you want to look that way. Whew, okay, that was my rant. I just had to get all that off my chest. If you're still with me, thank you for watching. You all rock. I love you so much. My ride or dies. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Do you think what I said is crap? Do you think what I said is valid? Do you have any other hot takes that you want to talk about? Because trust me, I have plenty of them. I've already done 2 de-influencing videos on this channel, and they've gotten some pretty good traction. But I was thinking about it, and I thought, you know what? This is some stuff I've been really feeling on my chest, and I just had to get it out, get it off my chest. If you want, hit the notification bell and subscribe for more hot takes and pro makeup tips and trends and all that stuff from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a brand new video.